You have 1 minute left in your setup period. You may now begin your presentation.
John Brown University is proud to be a pioneering school of the Enactus organization. For 40 years, our students have empowered our local and global communities. Today, we'll share how our projects have and will continue to impact lives. Hello, my name is Cooper, and I'm the president of our John Brown University Enactus team.
Hi, my name is Nate, and I'm the VP of Finance.
I'm Luke, and I'm a part of the Guatemala Water Project.
I'm Ali, and I'm the project leader for EcoAlba. At JBU, we approach our work in 3 stages, which align with the judging criteria.
In Stage 1, our projects go through a thorough needs assessment, which may include interviews, surveys, field observation, financial analysis, or lab tests.
In Stage 2, we execute. We apply ourselves to develop entrepreneurial solutions and work diligently to implement them.
In the final stage, we measure results with careful attention to long-term sustainability. Before we exit a project with a target audience, we verify their readiness, transfer critical knowledge, and nurture their confidence.
And while we've worked on 11 projects this year, we'll highlight 3, 1 international and 2 local.
The Guatemala Water Project started this year in Stage 1 and is currently in Stage 2.
Access to clean drinking water is a critical need. According to the United Nations, more than 6 million people die each year due to water-related diseases. Worse, a study released by One.org shows that more than 2,000 children die each day due to improper sanitation and contaminated water.
Despite these statistics, the opportunity is significant. For every dollar spent in developing clean water resources and sanitation, $4 are returned in economic development. With such a powerful opportunity, we knew that there had to be a solution.
It's not about raising money, jumping on a plane, and drilling a well for a community. That approach has never been sustainable. We've seen it in our own experience. But what it takes is an effective technical solution that's wrapped in a sustainable business model.
First, a bit of background. In 2011, we led our first clean water project in rural Guatemala. This year, we're implementing our 5th project using our proven and locally driven model.
Last summer, our team traveled to Guatemala, where we visited with 3 communities and their local leaders. A thorough needs assessment was conducted in each community, which includes water contamination tests, group interviews, financial and competitive analysis, as well as community mapping.
Through these assessments, we found 2 main issues. First, we found that health and hygiene education in all of these communities was lacking. Despite their water sources being contaminated with bacteria, a common misconception was, if it's clear, it's clean.
Second, when testing water sold by local stores, we found that even some of their water was contaminated with bacteria.
After our analysis, we selected the community Dolores due to their strong leadership and enthusiastic support. In order to establish credibility, we selected Pastor Freddie and his church to own and operate the store.
Our biggest challenge this year was funding. Unlike our previous clean water installations, Dolores does not already have a well. With that added expense, our projected budget was $50,000, more than double our previous clean water installations.
We immediately started fundraising, and in less than 6 months, we raised $40,000. We also partnered with Eulalia Castro, a JBU alumna whose non-for-profit drills wells in rural Guatemala. Her partnership saved us more than $10,000. Between her partnership and the original $40,000 we're pleased to report that this project is fully funded.
Our engineering students helped us select an effective technology that filters up to 3,500 gallons of water per day and eliminates 99% of all waterborne bacteria.
We met with Pastor Freddie every week over Skype, where we educated him on different types of business models, marketing, and business finance. We guided him as he made his own decisions on what was locally relevant in his community.
The business model that Pastor Freddie chose allows community members to purchase filtered water for 50% less than the national brand. To teach health and hygiene classes, we also partner with the local Compassion Center.
The well is almost complete, and we will launch this summer, a full year earlier than expected. When we travel to Guatemala this July, we will install the technology and train the community and prepare them for inevitable repairs and maintenance of the system.
Based on our previous installations, within the first year, we expect to see more than 30,000 gallons of clean water distributed in the community, $4,500 generated in revenue, and 3 jobs created.
Additionally, 250 people will receive health and hygiene classes. 60 cases of chronic diarrhea will be averted. 50 days of work and school will be returned to healthier adults and children. And at launch, 280 families will have immediate access to clean, affordable drinking water.
We're seeing signs of true ownership and empowerment. The community members of Dolores are currently constructing a new building where the water store will be housed using donated materials and volunteer labor.
Pastor Freddie shared with us how this project will impact his community.
El primero, en la posibilidad o la oportunidad que vamos a tener ahora de acceder al agua purificada. El agua en el Petén es muy complicado, especialmente en Dolores. Muchas familias sufren del agua y vemos que la necesidad es latente. Agua purificada, entonces, es una muy buena, una bendición ahora para poder acercarnos a las personas que lo necesitan.
We're pleased to report that all 4 previous installations are in full operation and our local leadership teams are doing well.
Water is essential to life, and when it's contaminated, everyone suffers. Ours is an effective technical solution that's wrapped in a viable business model and managed by capable and empowered people.
Our second project, Shredify, started the year in stage 1 and is now in stage 3.
The U.S. Department of Labor says unemployment among people with disabilities is double the rate of people without.
Nearly 7 in 10 adults with disabilities live at home with their parents, who are concerned for their children's future due to isolation from the rest of society and lack of purpose.
That's the backdrop for our local Siloam Springs Adult Development Center, a sheltered workshop providing employment for 21 adults with disabilities. People like Larry, who's worked at the ADC for 40 years, and Crystal, who moved from California to work for Shredify.
In 2013, Colin, the executive director at the ADC, approached us. In conversation with him, we learned that the ADC's income streams were irregular and diminishing.
While looking for a sustainable solution and income, we came across secure document destruction and found that other sheltered workshops offered this service. We spoke with the National Association for Information Destruction to research the requirements for safety and security.
To validate the market, we test sold a paper shredding service provided by the ADC. The business community responded eagerly, validating the need for our service.
We then presented the idea to Colin and the ADC board, and they approved the community's first secure document shredding service provided by the Siloam Springs ADC. Then, in February of 2015, Colin cut the ribbon on Shredify's service.
After 3 months of operation, it was time for Colin to run Shredify on his own. And it worked. Over the next year, Colin and his employees successfully ran the business. Since then, Shredify has obtained 2 new shredders and certified 8 people to work for Shredify.
Although Shredify proved to be sustainable, it wasn't growing as fast as we had hoped. To understand these problems, this year we had regular conversations with Colin. Through these conversations, we found 2 obstacles that had slowed Shredify's growth.
First, because Colin is solely responsible for all operations at the ADC, he found it difficult to both manage and grow Shredify. Second, upon reviewing the pricing model, we realized that it incentivized bulk drop-offs, causing irregular income streams.
To incentivize these customers to switch to monthly contracts, we changed our pricing model. Due to this, we were able to charge 50% less than competition and still make a profit. We also expanded our bin options to better meet our customers' needs.
To help Colin understand the financial aspects of Shredify, we created an in-depth spreadsheet that details Shredify's income streams, expenses, break-even points, profits, and losses. We also knew that Colin would need sales experience in order to grow Shredify. So we reached out to a retired sales director from General Mills to train Colin.
To raise awareness, we attended several Chamber of Commerce meetings to network and share Shredify's story.
In order to increase exposure and drive sales online, we created a Shredify website. And after its launch, it quickly became the primary platform for brand recognition.
Today, all Shredify employees have the opportunity to earn up to $14 an hour. They have shredded and recycled close to 100,000 pounds of paper, 40,000 of which was shredded and recycled this past year. For every bale of recycled paper that Shredify sells to our local recycling facility, Shredify makes $2.50.
Shredify now has 9 monthly contracted customers. Since launch, they've generated $26,000 in revenue, 12,000 of which was generated this year, earning them a total profit of $8,500.
Shredify provides a steady revenue stream for the Adult Development Center and consistent, meaningful work for 8 of their 21 employees.
Colin, the executive director, and Larry, a Shredify certified worker, shared with us how Shredify impacts their lives and the ADC.
No, I'm not a business-minded person. I go there to provide work for employees with disabilities. That's my sole purpose. But what Enactus has done is tried to make me think more on the business side of things.
Well, for me, it makes me feel important. You know, it makes me feel that I'm worth something and stuff like that, yes.
Without Enactus, there's no way Shredify would be where we're at today. We're going to be sustainable for another 40 plus years.
People truly enjoys doing it. You know, they just can't wait to get in there and shred. Here at Shredify, we help people and stuff like that.
For Larry and his coworkers, Shredify is more than just a job. It's a new skill with added responsibility.
With our help, Colin has made significant progress on his goal of growing Shredify. In the coming months, we will continue to benchmark the business progress and work towards hiring a full-time supervisor solely for Shredify. It's Colin's vision to outgrow his current location and acquire a new building where all of his employees can be certified and work full-time solely for Shredify.
Our third project, Yellow Crate, started the year in the early part of Stage 2 and is currently moving towards Stage 3.
Last year, it was reported that Arkansas had roughly 1 in 5 of its residents living in food-insecure homes.
To learn more, we spoke with local food pantries to understand how we could be a part of the solution.
We discovered that a typical food pantry survives drastic seasonal highs and lows. In the summer months, they might not have much food at all, where in the holiday season, when they are receiving donations, they don't have the right variety of foods.
While food pantries often have a list of current needs, they haven't found a convenient way to communicate them. Consequently, food pantries often end up spending their limited funds to purchase food to fill gaps in their inventory.
Our team wanted to empower food pantry administrators with a convenient tool to communicate their needs with donors.
This led us to create the Yellow Crate app. Through the app, food pantry administrators create shopping lists with items, quantities needed, and priority levels. Supporters download the Yellow Crate app, and as they walk into a participating grocery store, they get a notification on their phone displaying the highest priority, real-time need of the local food pantry.
Shoppers who pledge to buy an item drop it in the Yellow Crate on their way out the door. When all the items on a shopping list have been pledged, the food pantry administrator is alerted to swing by the store and pick up their donations.
After working with a JBU alumnus to create and launch the app, it was time to introduce it to our community. Last spring, with our Chamber of Commerce, HARPS, and local food pantry, we cut the ribbon.
Our team has received positive feedback from the community and the food pantry administrators. We're excited to keep pushing forward.
We knew from the beginning that we had to think about how to fund the platform if it was going to scale. There were a number of ideas, and we ran a few experiments.
We learned that we could influence donors' purchasing decisions by showing them specific pictures of items. In small-scale tests, donors generally purchased and gave the specific brands that we requested.
This year, to raise awareness and acquire new users, we hosted different events at Whole Foods, Harps, and our Siloam Springs Dogwood Festival. We learned who our target donors are and the key qualities that make a partner grocery store.
While we were testing ideas to scale the app and reach more food pantries, another Enactus team contacted us about starting Yellow Crate in their community. This conversation led us to launch the Yellow Crate Ambassador Program.
To enhance the success of the program, we created an ambassador kit, which includes Yellow Crate's vision and mission, a media kit, and information regarding how to partner well with food pantries and grocery stores. We also created a Facebook page for each community, letting each team run and update their own page.
This year, we have established partnerships with the University of Arkansas, Virginia Wesleyan College, Southeastern University, and the University of Florida, all of whom have committed to launching Yellow Crate in their own communities. Here's what the project leader at the University of Florida had to say.
We were first introduced to Yellow Crate 1 year ago at the National Expo competition, and we were inspired. Yellow Crate of Gainesville has received support from multiple local businesses who all see the importance of a sustainable solution to the issue of food security in our neighborhoods. It's something special when the community believes in your mission just as much, if not more, than you do. We were excited for the future of Yellow Crate, and it is our hope that other chapters will be inspired to join the mission.
This year, Yellow Crate has gained 133 new users, totaling 255, who have pledged 155 items. We've also partnered with 2 new food pantries and an additional grocery store, totaling 7 partners.
We are exploring ideas about integrating the Yellow Crate app with a pre-existing app. This will allow Yellow Crate users to purchase food items from a retail store app or from the comfort of their own homes. We are considering this approach because we know that floor space is often too valuable for a physical crate. We know that Yellow Crate can add significant value, but because we are new to the market, we are working hard to prove that value to potential partners.
While many of us are fortunate enough to never have experienced the pains of hunger, for more than 48 million Americans, this is not the case. We believe that Yellow Crate has the potential to meet this need in our communities. Imagine if all 457 Enactus teams engaged in our ambassador program, we could move quickly towards accomplishing this goal.
We are Enactus John Brown University, empowering lives since 1977, committed to using entrepreneurial action to improve the livelihoods of those we serve.
We have empowered a social entrepreneur to provide affordable, clean water in his community.
We have equipped a local leader to provide meaningful, consistent work for individuals with disabilities.
We have partnered with other Enactus teams to fight food insecurity using modern technology and local businesses.
We believe that an effective solution always starts with a well-defined need.
We believe that sustainable results are only achieved through capable and empowered people.
And because of the nature of this work, we believe in doing things right over doing things fast.
We are a team of students, faculty, and
Thank
business
you,
leaders.
John Brown University. Your presentation time has expired. We will now begin the question and answer period.
Yeah, the Shredify concept, do you think that you can take that to other communities?
Right now, what we're doing is focusing on the Northwest Arkansas area. So when we become the NAID certification, we'll take it to hospitals and other banks, and we'll be able to expand there. Once we do that, we do think that this is a scalable thing that could be taken to other adult development centers.
As well, when we were creating Shredify, we actually got some information and some support from a other sheltered workshop. So there's a highly replicable, highly scalable system.
On the topic of Shredify, it seems that your pricing model that you shared with us was to be 50% below your competition. Could you share with us your thinking about that?
The reason why we did that is because the Northwest Arkansas area has a natural monopoly on shredding services. In order to break into this monopoly, we felt that we had to provide our services at a much lower scale in order to break into that market.
In your Guatemala water project, you have 5 installations, I believe. Is there any plans currently, or have there been any activities where the local folks down there are then taking that and doing a spider web to other local communities where it becomes far more sustainable than you doing it one at a time?
Right now, we're in communications with a microfinancer who is interested in giving microloans to communities. However, because the communities are looking to put the pricing at the lowest possible price point, they're not generating a large revenue where they could have $50,000 in the bank to start a new community. That type of scalability would come through microloans from a bank local bank in Guatemala.
However, we have seen that these local communities are able to afford a vehicle where they can deliver water to neighboring communities. So they're able to provide water to communities next to theirs.
So just a follow-up question on the Guatemala project. In Dolores, of the 280 families that are going to get impacted positively with the water, what percentage of the population is that?
Yes, so the total population of Dolores is 26,000 people. However, we can't ethically say that all of those people will be impacted. The 280 families are the people that are specifically in Pastor Freddie's church, and those are the ones that we know will use the service. However, it will be open to the other community members after launch.
You talk about developing the Yellow Crate app and expanding its use. How are you approaching that? Are you approaching retailers, CPG companies? What is your thought in terms of expanding that?
So we are first expanding Yellow Crate through the Yellow Crate program. We realized that to fight food insecurity, collaboration with another Enactus teams is key for this opportunity. So we are first partnering with retail stores like Harp, and we are also partnering with Whole Foods. We are hoping to talk to other retail stores to join the chapter.
You mentioned safety and security around the shredders. Can you just talk a little bit about what you did in that respect?
So what that looks like is there's a certification process that we're in compliance right now, the National Association of Information Destruction. What we're looking to do, basically what that means is it's basic safety. Don't stick your hand into the shredder. Also, these documents are very confidential. You cannot leave this facility with them. That's basically what that training looks like.
As well, we specifically bought shredders that are very safe. So for example, if you put your hand in it, it automatically shuts off. As well, the security of the area, you actually have to physically scan in to get into the room, and the documents, these people are well trained and know exactly that they cannot share any of the information on these documents.
One more question on the Shredify. The $12,000 in revenue this year, is that up, down, flat?
That's actually up from last year. That is the 2016 calendar year that we reported. Part of the 26,000 though that we reported is actually from 2017.
As well, while we have a second, we're actually in negotiation with 3 more monthly partners, and soon they'll be able to come on, increasing revenues even further.
What % of the family income is spent on water?
In Guatemala, I am not 100% sure as far as what percentage of their income. I can tell you we're selling water for about 20 cents per gallon, which is incredibly affordable in their local community. As well, the national brand is about
The
double
question
that.
and answer time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking the John Brown University Enactus team.